Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. The suspect in an attempted homicide case in Sparta is facing new charges after his alleged victim, 35-year-old Takara Manning, died yesterday. 39-year-old Andrew Nauman is now charged with first-degree intentional homicide, felony murder, and aggravated battery. Nauman was arrested October 6th after Sparta police found Manning with life-threatening injuries in the 100 block of West Oak Street. He is being held on a $1 million cash bond. He will make his initial appearance on Monday in Monroe County Court. Day 2 of Adam Fravel's jury trial is underway in Mankato. Fravel is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend, Madeline Kingsbury, in March of last year. Today, Winona police investigator Sabata recalled interviewing Fravel after Kingsbury's disappearance. She noted scratches on his forehead and said he cooperated with the investigation. A BCA forensic scientist also testified, presenting video of the walkthrough at Fravel and Kingsbury's home. Day 3 of Fravel's trial resumes Monday at 9 a.m. An Onalaska man has been sentenced for possessing and distributing child pornography. Today, a La Crosse County judge sentenced 36-year-old Anthony Schmidt to 3 years in jail and an additional 2 years extended supervision. Schmidt allegedly viewed and shared explicit images and videos both at home and at his workplace. The mother and boyfriend of 3-year-old Elijah Vu now face new charges in the child's death. The Manitowoc District Attorney's Office announced yesterday that Katrina Bauer, Vu's mother, is charged with chronic neglect of a child resulting in death, child neglect, and obstructing an officer. Her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, faces charges of physical abuse of a child and hiding a corpse, among others. Elijah Vu was reported missing on February 20th and found dead last month in a wooded area. Bauer and Vang have been in jail ever since Elijah's disappearance. Earlier tonight, Senator Tammy Baldwin and Republican challenger Eric Hovde squared off in their only debate ahead of the November 5th election. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit was a panelist at that debate and is now live in Madison. Allison.
Emily, the candidates were asked about a wide range of topics, from immigration and reproductive rights to child care and foreign policy. Throughout the hour-long debate, Baldwin and Hovde made it clear where they differ on the issues. When it comes to abortion access, Baldwin says she supports making abortion legal nationwide again, and that reproductive health care should not depend on your zip code. Hovde says the issue should be left up to the states. I questioned the candidates about PFAS contamination, asking them what role Congress should play in supporting communities dealing with PFAS.
I also am a sponsor of a bipartisan bill called the Healthy H2O Act. That would provide grants to allow private well owners that are across the state in rural areas to test their water. The tests are expensive, and many people aren't able to test to make sure that they have clean drinking water.
It's so important that we make sure our water is safe and secure. So yes, do we need to make sure from a regulatory standpoint that any of these chemicals that are having an impact need to get addressed, and cleanup efforts? Absolutely.
The candidates also had differing views on the Affordable Care Act, with Baldwin saying we need to build upon it, while Hovde called for changes to the law, saying it has not improved access to health care. Right now, this Senate race is one of the most expensive of this election cycle. That's because this seat could determine which party gets majority control of the U.S. Senate. Reporting in Madison, Allison Fergit. Emily, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allison. Coming up, the Friday Night Frenzy. All the local scores and highlights in just a few minutes.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find some rain, but right now we haven't found any for like the last month and a half. I'll break down if we have any rain in the forecast, but what we do have is a very warm weekend ahead. That coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Pork spare ribs, $1.49 a pound. Bone-in pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And select pork chops, 99 cents. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
The Board Store 35th anniversary, you could win. Third prize, $1,944 savings certificate. I was born in October 1944. Second prize, $1,989 savings certificate. I started the Board Store October 1989. First prize, $2,024 savings certificate. I'm celebrating 35 years at the Board Store. Call or visit our showroom soon. Better products.
Better people.
Better prices.
The Board Store, improving your home, improving your life.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this message.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Pork spare ribs, $1.49 a pound. Bone-in pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And select pork chops, 99 cents. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Yeah, we've had quite a bit of a dry stretch going on. In fact, a lot of areas haven't seen really much of any precipitation through October, and some areas going back to early September are almost 3 inches below average. So as you would expect, last week we had abnormally dry conditions expand across the area. Still northeast Iowa and northeast Wisconsin was actually moderate drought or severe drought. This week, things have actually gotten a little bit worse too. Now we've had moderate drought conditions in South La Crosse, still got that extreme to northeast Iowa and up to the northeast part of Wisconsin, and abnormally dry. So everyone has started to see conditions worsening, soils getting drier, and of course fuels have been dry too. That also has added to our fire danger too going on currently. So we don't have much in the forecast, but we do have some more clouds for tomorrow. Still warm for Saturday. We have a system coming through, but it's really weak. Very warm Sunday and Monday, and that means potential record temperatures maybe. We'll definitely get into the 80s. Dry through next Tuesday. The next chance of rain comes probably Tuesday night and Wednesday, and even then rain amounts wouldn't be a lot. Otherwise, here's a system that's approaching. It looked much more impressive, obviously, a couple days ago. Now it's kind of just starting to split up with the main activity staying south or stretching to the north. So it's kind of going to stretch apart, and we're just going to see cloud cover really as it kind of comes through the area slowly tomorrow. But that's really about it with it. And you can see as you wake up by noon, we're going to start seeing cloud cover. High cloud cover begin to spread across west of Eau Claire. Slowly it'll drift across the area, but it's just breaks here and there. So still plenty of sun. All the precipitation right now should stay to the northwest of the area. Throughout the afternoon, we'll see a little bit cloud cover here and there, but all in all, still nothing to be really other than that. Winds will turn around to the southwest and still going into a mild Saturday night into Sunday because really there's not much of a cold air behind the system at all. So tomorrow's highs we're looking at only mid-70s, low 70s up to the north, upper 70s potentially to the south where they won't have as much cloud cover, or at least during the daytime. But all in all, very warm conditions, and it gets even warmer as we go into Sunday after a warm start in the 50s. That was our high. That was warmer than our high was this past Monday. And then we'll see temperatures 80s, low 80s, potentially a few mid 80s out there. Very warm conditions. The winds out of the southwest, plenty of sun. If you're thinking it's close to a record, it is about a couple degrees at both locations. We're going to get close. We could hit it Sunday, and this doesn't take into account that Monday we have another opportunity. That rain chance comes because we have two little systems that are going to be coming up, basically eventually coming through the area. And as this cold front comes through is where that's the potential for some rain chances coming potentially Tuesday into Wednesday. Right now there's a lot of questions of exactly how much moisture we'll have to work with, but that's about what we have the next chance. And even then, it doesn't look like a lot of rain, and it won't bust our drought that we're in right now. We'll start seeing temperatures cool back down to average, and then by next weekend, we're back to more mild conditions, potentially hitting 70 again the weekend before Halloween. So definitely get out and enjoy all the activities this weekend because it's going to be warm, short weather.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Coming up, it's the Friday Night Frenzy. Some drama in races for the top spot in conference. Jacob and Cade have the scores and highlights coming your way.
Eric Hovde has a problem with the truth. Time and again, his ads have been called false. He's a desperate candidate, willing to say anything. But here's what's true. Eric Hovde has a plan to slash Social Security 28%, Medicare 25%, veterans benefits 40%, all to spend $4 trillion on tax breaks for rich guys like himself. Eric Hovde's lying, and he's not for us.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
This is a cup of coffee. It's to go. Because here, you're on the move. Our team coordinates all your appointments, so you see all the experts you need quicker. Because when you're facing a complex condition, it feels like time is being taken from you. So, we found a way to give it back. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health. Remarkable.
He thinks he's better than us. Derek Van Orden said, "I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman." So it's no surprise Derek Van Orden would cut Social Security and Medicare and give more tax cuts to corporations and the wealthy. We earned those benefits with every paycheck, but Derek Van Orden thinks he's better than us. Don't let Derek Van Orden cut Social Security and Medicare. Your community PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More mattresses. Did you know you spend a third of your life sleeping? So you better have the best mattress you possibly can. And we have those here at King Furniture with a huge selection to choose from in every price range. Lay down and relax. Take the time to find the exact mattress you want because you're going to be sleeping on this for a while. King Furniture. Nice people, nice furniture.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
All right, welcome to the Friday Night Frenzy. I'm Jacob, and that is Cade.
The end of the regular season for Wisconsin is here, but the excitement is far from over.
Plenty of conference races still up in the air as teams look to finish and polish off their postseason resumes.
That includes the MVC, where Central can clinch at least a share this evening with a win.
And Logan can win a share as well, with some help.
The battle for the Arc renewed at Swanson Field. Both teams looking for a big win and some momentum into the playoffs. Early in this one, Riverhawks waste no time. The handoff to Gavin Shepard, carrying the pile in. Central goes up 7, but Logan would answer. Bradley Check on the keeper. He gets through for the score. We're all tied up. Second quarter now. Central on the attack, and Jude Alvarado taking a deep shot. He's got his man. That's Derek Pangier for the score. PAT no good. It's 13-7. Rangers not backing down on the goal line again, and it's Check again up the middle. Rangers take a 14-13 lead at the half. And in the second half, Logan would strike. Check dropping back or taking it in up the middle for a score, as Logan would go on to win 27-19. They get a big win to keep this season going. He stumbles his way in for 6. Rangers take the win and take back the Battle of the Arc.
So the MVC title can be there for Holman as if they get a win tonight as they travel to Reedsburg, but it's the Beavers spoiling the night for the Vikings. Reedsburg puts up 28 points in the second half to pick up the win.
So we already have a 4-way tie for the MVC. Onalaska can make it 5 if they get a win over Toma. First quarter, Onalaska goes play action. Ian Cole finds Landon Stewart for the long pass to the 1. Next play, they finish the job. Cole to Stewart.
touchdown. Toppers up 6-0. Later, Tomo looking for some momentum on defense. Carson Newland gets the sack to set the Toppers back. And then on the next play, Onalaska would get it all back. Cole throws it deep to Luke Siegel for the 20-yard score. They extend their lead to 13. And Jacob, can you believe it? With this result, the MVC finishes in a 5-way tie between Logan, Central, Onalaska, Holmen, and Reedsburg.
Interesting stuff there. Aquinas is riding high after they beat top-ranked West Salem last week to put themselves all alone at the top of the Cooley Conference.
The Blue Golds are on an 8-game win streak as they look to bring some momentum into the postseason.
And they can make it a perfect 7-0 in league play with a win over Viroqua, and Aquinas came out of the gates fast. Jacob Thornton delivers one up the sideline to Logan Becker for a big gain. And a few plays later, the home side would cap off the opening drive with a Kyle White score to make it 6-0. Next Blue Gold drive, more red zone success. Some misdirection in the backfield leads to Thomas Bagnevsky crossing the goal line and make it 12-zip. Lots to cheer about for the Aquinas cheer squad. Next drive is the host, Thornton delivering a dime to Calvin Barr for another chunk play. And the Blue Gold quarterback rolling to his right and hitting Becker, and he has reservations for 6. Number 2 team in Division 4 keeps on rolling as they go on to take this one by 31.
West Salem looking to get back in the win column as they were on the road visiting Black River Falls, and the Panthers do just that, 40-0, the final in their last regular season game.
Luther has already punched their postseason ticket while Arcadia needs a win to secure a spot. Second quarter action here, Luther deep in Arcadia's territory, but the Raiders turn them away, getting the stop on 4th down. Still down early. Next possession, Knights able to capitalize on the end around. Landon Bryant carries it 38 yards for the score. Luther up by 26. Then later, Luther trying to get another before half. It's Jackson Kendall scrambling and finding Bryant for the long pass inside the 30-yard line. And the very next play, the same combination. Kendall to Bryant for 27 and the touchdown. Luther up 34 at half, and they do not look back as they go on to win 41-12.
Westby needs a win to get a lock in a spot in the bracket as they were visiting Gale Ettrick Trempealeau. Third quarter, GT's Kyle Sealing gets the rock following his blockers. 20 yards later, he's in the end zone. Redhawks lead 14-6. Westby looking to respond close to the end zone. Then Norris cough up the ball. GT's Gunnar Johnson recovers. Home team stops the threat in the fourth quarter. GT's Omar Jimenez pushing forward for the tough yards for the first down, and later in the drive, it's Jimenez again showing he's not just power, he's got the speed too, outrunning the defense as he extends GET's lead. Riverhawks finish the season with a win. 20-6 is your final.
And Prairie du Chien looking for an outright SWC title as they visit Lancaster. Blackhawks leave no doubt about who are the top dogs in the conference. They win easy, 42-7. So what a night.
5 teams.
We knew it coming in that it could happen, but we didn't really think that it would. But that's the way the chips fall, and man, what a fun conference.
And it just shows how competitive all the teams have been. Really speaks for the conference itself.
And a different conference coming up. We head to the Dairyland where several squads are looking to snag a piece of the conference title. That and more when we return.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else. But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
Racist and offensive. Ryan Hipsch's social media history tells us who he really is. In one post, Hipsch said that he wanted a hat with the N-word embroidered on it. In another, Hipsch aims a rifle and comments that he can't wait to kill Muslims using a slur. Then wrote, LOL, that was racist. And that's just the beginning.
Hip's social media posts are full of degrading terms for women and people with disabilities. Tell Ryan Hipsch that his agenda is too extreme for the Cooley region.
As a working mom, I'm feeling the pain of inflation. Everything costs more these days because of Biden and Kamala's wasteful spending. And while we pay more, they're giving away our hard-earned money to illegal immigrants. Tammy Baldwin is just as bad. Baldwin voted to give amnesty and taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants. She even gave them government stimulus checks and free health care. We can't afford Tammy Baldwin and her handouts to illegal immigrants.
I'm Eric Kovdy, and I approve this message.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we've helped hunters gear up for the season for over 6 decades. So as you prep for this year's hunt, shop unbeatable deals on supplies to make your trip successful. Like 10 packs of Grabber head warmers, just $5.99. This Stealth Cam 360 trail camera, only $129.99. Hit the road with 5 quarts of Citgo SuperGuard full synthetic motor oil, $17.99. And all Fram oil filters are 20% off for rewards members. Gear up for the hunt and save at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Frenzy.
Okay, the Dairyland Conference has been a roller coaster this season, and 3 teams are 1 win away from a top finish.
That includes Pep and Alma. They look for their 3rd straight conference title.
And Oliva Strum could still get a share of the conference title with some help as well. All right, let's go to the game. The Cardinals and Eagles both looking to fly high into round 1 and talk about a hot start for Pep and Alma. Justin Bergman would get the handoff, and into the promised land he goes as his squad would go up 8-0. Next Cardinal possession, Brennan Hanner tosses it out to Ty Gelstead as he would bounce it outside and soar for the pylon. Cardinals would miss the conversion to keep it 8-6. Following Eagle drive, Trenton Krzyzowska winds up and fires a dart for the big gain to Mason Westberg, and that would set up Bergman, showing off the speed and going unscathed into the end zone and staring down the News 8 camera on his way by. We love that right there, as Pep and Alma would come out on top in the Battle of the Birds.
Blair Taylor can get a share of the Dairyland with a win over Melrose Maduro. Pick this one up in the 2nd quarter. Melman going for it on 4th down, but Blair Taylor's Hunter Wagner leading the way on the stop. Gets the turnover on downs on the ensuing drive. Blair Taylor's Tavian Schrammick. Check out the check down to Cole Trapp, and the junior moves the sticks for the Wildcats, and then later in the drive, Schrammick again back to pass. This time, he's going high and deep, arching it in to C.J. Dummer. Blair Taylor first on the board. They go up 6. Same score later in the quarter. Schrammick gets the ball, calling his own number, 26 yards for the senior, and he's doing it all tonight. Wildcats go up by 12. They would win big, 20-6.
Cochran Fountain City can take a share of the Dairyland with a win, and they will raise the Jolly Roger. The Pirates cruise to a 46-0 victory, so that means it is a 3-way tie for the Dairyland.
In the Scenic Bluffs, Ithaca wins their conference outright with a 48-6 win over New Lisbon.
Bangor and Hillsborough both looking to improve their positions for the playoffs as the Cardinals visiting the Tigers. On the first drive of the game, senior Eli Tucker is going to score for the Cardinals on a grueling run up the gut. Then in the 2nd quarter, junior Hayden Massman hits senior Landon Phillips in stride, and he fights his way in for a 21-yard score. Tigers would claw back in a 2-minute drill. The pitch goes out to Joseph Cairns, and he is going to get the edge and run through defenders for the hard-earned score. But Bangor answered quickly. On the kickoff, it's Phillips taking it, and he has got a hole. Look out, the speedster makes his way to the crib for 6 points. Bangor ahead from wire to wire as they win this one 34-14, the final.
Royal needing a win to lock in a postseason spot. They travel to Cashton, and Royal came to play. Halfway through the first quarter, Carter Uppina hands it off to Jackson Bender. He runs it in for the touchdown, and later in the half, Royal on the attack again. Uppina with the toss to Garrett Dragon. He makes his way in for the score. And then on the 2-point conversion, check this out. Uppina scrambling around, looking for an open man, and he's going to get one. Finds Braxton Board in the end zone to lock it up to 2 points. And then later on a kick return, Cashton trying to get something going. Landon Laufenberg putting together a good run, dragging defenders down the field. But the Eagles' drive would stall, and Royal kept it going. Uppina with another handoff to Bender and another Panther touchdown. Panthers clinched their spot in the playoffs. They beat Cashton 38-17.
North Crawford looking for another win to close out the regular season, and the Trojans blank the Silver Wolves 44-0. So not just one tie today in conference, we get 2 ties. 8 teams total are feeling like conference champs today.
A lot of teams get to celebrate over the weekend and then afterwards prepare for the playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs next week. We cannot wait for that. Coming up, the Badgers are looking for 3 straight wins, and while Wisconsin teams have to wait until tomorrow to find out their postseason seeding in Minnesota, we already know where they will play.
Right now at International Furniture, get store-wide fall savings on all the brands you know and trust. Fjords, Durham Bedroom, Norwalk, Hooker, Flex Steel, and Hancock and more. Hurry in today for the best selection and savings. International Furniture, I-90 Exit 2, La Crosse.
We need real working people in Washington.
What a phony. Cook spent the last decade working as a political operative. Earned her money helping defund the police radicals like Mandela Barnes, the most anti-police candidate in Wisconsin history. Now, Cook won't let you protect your family. She wants to ban the most popular rifle in the country, earning an F from the NRA. Rebecca Cook, phony insider, dangerously liberal.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Here in Wisconsin, my patients trust me with their personal medical decisions and never ask, what does my congressman think? That doesn't stop Derek Van Orden. Van Orden calls himself 100% pro-life, compared abortion to genocide. And Van Orden said he opposed abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. Your personal medical decisions belong to you, not him. And Derek Van Orden doesn't belong in Congress.
HMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get ready for the holidays and save money during our fall sale at Interior Designs Holman. All of our carpets are on sale. You'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimates in your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
Right now at International Furniture, get store-wide fall savings on all the brands you know and trust. Fjords, Durham Bedroom, Norwalk, Hooker, Flex Steel, and Hancock and more. Hurry in today for the best selection and savings. International Furniture, I-90 Exit 2, La Crosse.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Frenzy.
The regular season for high school football in Minnesota wrapped up on Wednesday, and now we know where our local teams land in the brackets. Let's start in Class 4A. Winona opens up at home against Austin. The Windhawks beat the Packers by 37 just 8 days ago.
In Class 3A, La Crescent-Hoka travels to Lake City. The Lancers lost by a point to the Tigers to open the season.
In Class 2A, Caledonia is a 2 seed and will have a bye in the opening round. They will host the winner of Lewis and Altura in St. Charles next Saturday.
Cotter will open their postseason at Dover Iota. The Ramblers and Eagles meeting for the first time since 2016.
And in Class 1A, the Rushford-Peterson team will be at Wabasha Kellogg. For the second time in less than a week, the Trojans fell to the Falcons by 2 on Wednesday.
And in 9-player action, Spring Grove opens at home when they host Grand Meadows Superlarks. The Lions posted a 32-0 shutout when the pair met a little more than a month ago.
Houston will travel to Southland. The Hurricanes fell by a touchdown in Week 1 to the Rebels.
And Mabel Canton will travel to Kingsland as the Cougars look to avenge a loss from September.
And the UW Badgers will face a Northwestern team led by Winona State grad David Braun in the Wildcats' temporary home. Expect a packed house of 12,000 when the game kicks off at 11. Now, Northwestern took down Wisconsin last year, and Badgers QB1 Braden Locke knows you can't take anyone lightly.
You know, we've seen many things this college football season. It's that any given Saturday, somebody can beat somebody. You know, and so we got to respect our opponent. We got to respect, you know, what they do, and you know, the best way for us to do that is by preparing really well. We've got to go out and play a good game if we want to win. If we want to win on Saturday.
So after a shaky start to the season, Locke has looked solid the last couple of weeks, throwing for 599 yards and 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games. That'd be a good win for the Badgers. They're playing well as of late.
They are. And then in UWL, they're on a 3-game losing streak, looking to bounce back. They'll be in Eau Claire for an 11:30 game, and they need a win bad to keep up in the WIAC.
Yeah, big day of action with him tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Still to come, it's our play of the night. You are watching the Friday Night Frenzy.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this message.
It's the dining sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. From upscale contemporary styles to warm rustic solid wood from Amish makers, no matter your taste, we have all the latest looks for your kitchen and dining room. And right now, on top of sale prices, you can save an extra $100, $200, or $400. Choose from in-stock options or design your own. Don't delay. The savings won't last long. Shop now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor. And the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
I served in the United States Navy to protect and honor my country, so it makes me sick to know it. But our Congressman, Derek Van Orden, participated in January 6th, the deadly Capitol attack where 140 police officers were injured and 5 ultimately died. Van Orden was there. Then he lied about it until social media posts proved Van Orden was there. As rioters attacked it, he dishonored our country. Derek Van Orden doesn't belong in Congress.
Vote Vets is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome to the most honest commercial you've ever seen. Not the cleanest, just the most honest. Today, we're fixing a home's foundation. I mean, that is like the most common thing to see in the world.
Pretty common, yeah.
Right.
So it's the soil that's eroding away, causing those cavities, those voids that the foundation then wants to settle into.
And then you guys with your superhero capes show up and fix everything.
Yes, sir.
Get a free and honest inspection with Innovative Basement Authority, a Groundworks company.
This illegal immigrant was recently arrested in southwestern Wisconsin for a sexually violent attack on a woman, a suspected Venezuelan gang member who entered the U.S. just last year. Unfortunately, Steve Doyle supports sanctuary cities that protect criminals like this, and Doyle opposed sending resources to secure the border to keep dangerous criminals like Alejandro Jose Coronel Zarate away from our families. Steve Doyle's failures are destroying Wisconsin lives. Steve Doyle, unwilling to secure the border, unfit to serve.
What is a hero? Not the kind from comic books and movies, saving the day. We're talking about everyday heroes, those with a special kind of courage or ability, those saving the day, one person at a time. News 8 Now wants to find those heroes and thank them for bettering our community. Go to news8000.com, click on Features, then Hometown Heroes to nominate someone you feel is truly a hometown hero.
All right, welcome back to the Friday Night Frenzy. It's time for this right here, the play of the night. And we go back to the Cashton Royal game. Heck of a performance in the game by the Panthers, and Carter Uppina right here, making something out of nothing on the 2-point try. Converts it to Braxton Board in the corner, floating a fantastic pass, and that helps Royal clinch a bid to the postseason.
All right, Royal and lots of our area teams from Wisconsin will find out their spot on the bracket tomorrow morning when the WIAA releases who's playing and where they're playing.
Yeah, and of course, we will be there to bring you all the action in Wisconsin as teams look to make it to Camp Randall and Minnesota as well as they work their way to U.S. Bank Stadium. But just a crazy night, a lot of fun. Thoughts, Kate?
I mean, we love a 5-way tie.
Yeah.
It blows my mind because I've never heard of anything like that. And just last week of the regular season, I mean, we'll still have some frenzies for the postseason, but I mean, we're nearing the end, Jacob. It's been fun.
It has been a lot of fun all night, and we'll see you next time. For the Friday Night Frenzy, for Kate Overton, I'm Jacob Lensdorf. Have yourself a fantastic weekend.